Good after morning. Today, Mr. Ystick is settling a fight that's been raging in every diesel forum, every meet, every group chat for 20 years. In the left corner, Germany's straight six diesel legend, the BMW M57. In the right corner, the engine that basically taught an entire continent to love diesel, the Volkswagen Group 1.9 TDI. 6 cylinders versus 4. Silky torque versus taxi driver toughness. Let's find out which one actually deserves the crown. The M57 was born in 1998. BMW's answer to a simple problem. Diesels were cheap and efficient, but nobody wanted to drive one. So BMW built a straight six diesel with common rail injection and later variable geometry turbos that could embarrass petrol cars off the line while sipping fuel. It quickly became the beating heart of BMW's diesel range and the engine that made diesel M car not sound like a joke. The 1.9 TDI has humbler roots. Volkswagen Group introduced it in 1991, and by 1996 it had turbocharged direct injection, making it one of the first mass-market TDIs that regular families could afford. It wasn't about performance. It was about building a diesel so simple, so cheap to run, and so hard to kill that it became the default engine for half of Europe. The M57 powered the BMW 3 Series, 5 Series, 7 Series, X5, and even the Range Rover, produced from 1998 all the way to 2012 in its final M57 TU2 form, chasing bigger numbers each generation, topping out around 286 horsepower and 428 pound-feet of torque in the 335D. The 1.9 TDI is everywhere. Golf, Passat, Audi A4, Skoda Octavia, Seat Leon. If it wore a VAG badge in the 90s or 2000s, there's a good chance a 1.9 TDI was under the hood. Production ran from 1991 to 2010, spanning the legendary PD, Pump Deuce, versions that diesel tuners still worship today. That clatter you just heard from the TDI? That's not a flaw, that's a signature. And that smooth six-cylinder growl from the M57? That's German engineering flexing. The M57 crowd treats this engine like royalty. Chip it, add a bigger turbo, and stock internals will happily hold up to around 400 horsepower before you need forged parts. Legendary builds pushing past that go-forged bottom end. The community leans premium. E39 and E63.0D owners who want big power without giving up comfort. The 1.9 TDI scene is a different animal entirely. This is the engine of backyard tuners, VAG.com laptops, and forums with names like TDI Club. Cheap, everywhere, and capable of holding real power on the PD pump. But the community's open secret is that serious remaps aren't happy on stock head bolts. ARP head bolts are the accepted prerequisite before you push a proper tune, or you're gambling with a blown head gasket. It's less about luxury and more about proving a 20-year-old Golf can outrun someone's hot hatch on a budget. And here's the fight starter. M57 fans call the 1.9 TDI a lawnmower with a badge, while TDI owners fire back that the M57 is an expensive way to break down slower. One side worships six-cylinder smoothness and BMW badge weight, the other worships reliability, cheap parts, and the sheer number of these things still daily driven past 300,000 miles. Which philosophy actually wins? Drop your verdict in the comments. We already know this is going to get heated. Quick reality check. And this one's for both camps. Smoke tunes aren't a TDI-only habit. Plenty of M57 owners chasing extra power roll coal just as hard as any TDI on a bad remap. It's not clean, it's not efficient, and everyone else will hate you at a stoplight either way. But that's the trade-off both sides have made for decades. More power now, more soot later. Nobody gets to point fingers on this one. Here's the real reason both engines built cult followings. The mods are stupidly accessible. On the M57, a Stage 1 remap is a plug-in flash that takes 20 minutes and can add 60-plus horsepower on a stock bottom end. Go bigger turbo, upgrade the intercooler and injectors, and the factory internals will still hold it. That's a 6-cylinder BMW punching way above its class for the price of a weekend. The 1.9 TDI takes accessibility even further. EGR delete, DPF delete, a straight pipe exhaust, and a chip tune. 4 cheap, well-documented mods can meaningfully wake the engine up. The catch: stock head bolts aren't built for serious remaps, so ARP head bolts are the community-accepted first step before anyone pushes real power. The scene also has a soft spot for the popcorn limiter mod, purely for the sound and the theater of it. None of it needs expensive tools or a workshop. That DIY friendliness is exactly why the TDI tuning scene is so massive. Full disclosure, Mr. Y-Stick has lived both sides of this fight. A 2006 BMW E61535D, Stage 1, pushing 300 brake horsepower. And a 2005 seat, Leon Cupra Look 1.9 TDI, Stage 2, at 210 brake horsepower, running an intercooler upgrade, DPF delete, straight pipe, and yes, the popcorn limiter. So this verdict isn't coming from a spec sheet. It's coming from someone who's driven both. If your daily is running one of these two legends, you already know which side you're on. Subscribe, join the stick side, and I'll see you in the next one.